Hey guys, I'm back. I know that I haven't uploaded in a very long time. I don't know exactly how many months I've been gone, but I know that there's been quite a lot, and I'm sorry. I have a day job and then I had school, a lot of stress going on, but I'm back. Am I back for good? We'll see about that. Now, I'm not gonna bore you in whatever I was doing during this long time because nobody fucking cares. So I'm just gonna get right straight into this video. So we're gonna talk about Euphoria because why wouldn't I? Everybody's talking about it and everybody has something to say, and I have something to say, so why not share my opinion that nobody asked? The world is divided by two groups of people: the ones who believe Euphoria glamorizes and other issues, and the ones that don't. I'm not gonna sit here with my coffee after disappearing for several months to open a discussion about it, but I will give my non-in-depth 2 cents very quickly. I don't believe by showing teens who are played by adults doing or having a lot of means that they're promoting it, or at least not in the way Euphoria does. We can maybe discuss other shows, 13 Reasons Why, that they do in fact seem to be promoting these issues. But I don't believe Euphoria is doing that, or at least not most of the time. I don't think that many people who watches all the struggle and suffering Rue is going through has a sign of, maybe I want to go to do that too. Maybe I'm going to do drugs. I mean, whenever I'm holding my pee, I get a flashback of Rue binging Love Island, depressed, and getting a kidney infection because she was so depressed that she didn't have the energy to get up and go to the fucking bathroom. I do agree that Euphoria could do a better job at having these teens receiving some kind of consequences for their actions, for the things that they do, such as Elliot, for example. He also do quite frequently, to be honest, but since he seems to be okay, I mean, he's not a mess like Rue is, then it's okay for him to do and not get any kind of consequences. So it's kind of showing kids that it's okay to do as long as you are like Elliot and not like Rue. It's kind of like a double standard kind of way. I don't want to get too much into it. I said that I wasn't going to open a discussion about it, or am I? But it's just something to think about. Now, again, I'm not in either of these two groups. I personally don't think that Euphoria glamorizes as much as people think that Euphoria does. But I do think they could do a better job. I mean, it's not perfect and there's always place for improvement. But anyway, series follows Rue Bennett, a recovering teenage drug addict who struggles to find her place in the world, and follow a group of high school students through their experience of identity, trauma, self-harm, family, friendship, love, and there's no doubt that season 2 can't really compare to season 1. I feel like season 1 was very well structured, with every episode being focused on each character, and every character made sense to the story and was very complex from a proper storyline. Like, no character was there for no reason. They all made sense, and every action made sense in season 1. I wouldn't say it was perfect, but it was a success. Now, season 2, what happened? We're having 2 years to plan out an amazing season to follow the success of its predecessor. It somehow flopped. With Sam Levinson taking all the responsibilities of directing, producing, and writing the show, I mean, it was like a one-man show. Rewriting the script several times, I guess season 2 didn't really have a bright future. Season 2 focus is to be crazier, to shock the audience rather than continue the storyline and develop the characters even more. Instead of following the plot of season 1 and continuing where things were left at the end of the season, they decided to just be the craziest show we have ever seen, and that explains quite a lot, to be honest. There's so many storylines in this season that just don't make any fucking sense. So many actions by several characters make no sense why they would turn out this way. And actually, because I just rewatched season 1 and season 2 of Euphoria, the thing is that if you watch it back to back, you will realize that, you know, from the fucking first episode, you wouldn't even think that Cassie will end up making a fool of herself in season 2. Plus, some rumor issues between Sam and some actors might have something to do with the lack of development and a story with some characters. There were a lack of screen time with certain characters, and that might have something to do with these rumored issues that people are talking about non-stop online. I'm so fucking hungry. Like, I just woke up and I was like, if I don't film now, I'm not gonna film later. So I'm literally having my breakfast right now. I'm so sorry. Rue continues to do. She even becomes a drug dealer in a certain point, except that it was just a way for her to consume more. The thing is, when this whole story is, when she got the drug from Lori, I believe it was her name, she threatened her if she didn't get her money. Rue loses the drugs and nothing happens to her. Like, I remember that very specifically when Rue was, you know, talking to her and trying to convince her. She literally told her that she knew people that would just find her and basically threatened her to kill her if she didn't get her money. Now, what happens is that Rue's mom found the suitcase full of drugs. Obviously, she threw it away, as any mom will do if she found a suitcase full of drugs in your added daughter's room. Nothing happened. Like, Rue didn't even try to, you know, solve the issue, try to get somewhere else, and so she would, or get the money somewhere else so she could pay off Lori. But then at the same time, like, it's just nothing happened. Why would you? It was a thing of one episode, and then the next episode, boom, issue solved. Like, it's like they forgot that they did that even in the first place, and it's so annoying. Like, why making such a dramatic scene where it seems like Rue is gonna fucking die, because obviously Rue is not gonna sell those drugs are for her. So why make us feel scared for Rue if nothing is gonna happen to her? Like, it just makes no sense. She then finally decides to stay clean and goes to rehab. I mean, she's the only consistent character in this whole show. Oh, Jules. She in this season is just... We're introduced to a new character, Elliot, who, after rewatching Euphoria a few times, I still don't understand why he's here. Like, what's the point of having this character here? And on top of that, in the very fucking last episode, he's singing. Like, okay, he has a beautiful voice, but it was such an awkward scene that it's just, why is it there? You know, it's just there to promote the actor's new song or whatever, to promote its music career. It doesn't even make sense why it's in the script. Like, it makes no sense why it was there. I mean, I'm pretty sure we all fast forwarded that scene because it's just so fucking awkward and it makes just no sense. I don't get it. He's a one-dimensional character only created to make some problems between Rue and Jules. He's even the person that encouraged Rue to continue using drugs. Jules cheats on Rue with him, another reason not to like him. But I don't understand why she did it. I mean, Rue and Jules weren't exactly at their best moment, and the relationship wasn't even healthy. I can understand, and I can't really blame Jules for wanting to escape from Rue and wanting to, you know, because she feels trapped in that relationship, because Rue depends on Jules the same way that she depends on drugs. When she's with Jules, maybe she's not doing most of the time she is, because she's using Jules in the way she uses. And then the minute Jules is gone, like whether she went out of town or whatever is going on, Rue falls back to the truth. So I feel like Jules feels this responsibility of not leaving her, of being always there for her, because if she's not there, Rue is doing drugs. But here's the thing, that's not healthy. It's not fair on Jules for Rue to be using her in that way. I understand that, you know, she can't really leave that relationship. That doesn't mean that it's okay for her to shit on Rue, but I can understand maybe why she felt like that was the only thing that she could do. I don't know. She also told Rue's mom that she was doing drugs again, and Rue obviously wasn't happy about it, and she yelled at Jules and broke up with her, and she was quite mean to Jules. Jules didn't really deserve it. Jules was just looking out for her and doing the best for her. She wants Rue to get better. She loves Rue, and I'm pretty sure Rue loves Jules back. But besides, I don't really like Jules' decision. I feel like she was a very interesting character in season 1, and then in season 2, she's just kind of there. Like, she's just there for Rue's storyline. I don't know, she kind of became, I wouldn't say one-dimensional, but I feel like she's not she's not the same character as she was in season 1. I feel like they just kind of took a step back with her, and I don't like that. Kat. Kat was one of my favorite characters in season 1. I really liked her story. I think it was interesting and not really common in shows, I guess. But I didn't like how in season 2 we just forgot that she was a camp girl and there were no consequences. I mean, she's an underage girl who is a camp girl, and we just forgot about it in season 2. Like, she just stopped doing it, and there's no, I mean, are we really going to believe that that dude with the tiny penis so that Kid Queen wasn't uploading anymore and he was just okay with it? Are we supposed to believe that? Are we supposed to believe that just because she's in a cute relationship with Ethan, she just stopped doing all of that? The reason why she started even doing it in the first place, because she felt empowered. I mean, we're not gonna get really into the whole cam girl and OnlyFans type of shit, if it's really sexual empowerment for women, or is it just a way of sexualizing yourself, and we're not gonna talk about it, okay? At least not today. Are we just gonna forget everything that happened in season 1? We saw a lot less from her, and it's rumored that there was an argument between Barbie and the director about Kat. Apparently they wanted her to go through some eating disorders and she disagreed, resulting in a lot less screen time for her. My other problem is her relationship with Ethan. Like, I thought they were really cute, so I just don't understand why this is suddenly broke up with him. I don't know if they explained it, because maybe I just didn't pay attention, but I'm pretty sure Kat dumped him for some stupid reason. In this season, she's kind of just Maddy's new bestie, because Cassie is a mess. Now, this bitch, I'm glad she's fucking out of that toxic abusive relationship with Nate. For a bit, I was scared that she would still be in that situation, but I'm glad that she's out of it, and I'm glad that they didn't follow down that rabbit hole. We also get a glance at the different side of her, like babysitting a kid and trying to move on with Nate. Like, that was great. That was quite nice, seeing a more sweet side of her, and I don't really have that much to say, really. I mean, we could talk about how she's a stereotypical Latina character who just yells and is sexualized, but I don't want to go there. Get a bit of energy to talk about Cassie. Welcome to the circus that is Cassie in this season, where she's nothing but a pathetic fucking loser making choices and decisions that don't even make sense in the very first place. In season 1, she was a sweet girl. and good friend struggling with meeting someone that wanted her more than just for her boobs. She dated McKay, who she had a somewhat normal relationship with until she started shitting on him, but that's not the point. Ah! I got a package. The Amazon worker was probably flipping out. Anyway, back to Cassie. So yeah, she dated McKay, who she had a somewhat normal relationship with until she started shitting on him, but that's not the point. We're not gonna judge her about it. We're already judging her enough. She then breaks up with McKay and starts chasing Nate instead. Also, we'll talk about McKay later, but the reason why she broke up with him was because she's not a good girl. That was the reason why. She started chasing Nate in this season, her bestie's abusive ex, who she was aware that was abusive to her bestie. Why do you want to date him? He never paid attention to you, like even called you a whore. I mean, yeah, sure, you were not present when he said that, but I mean, I just don't get it. Like, if you know that this man is not a good man, why the fuck would you date him? Do you really believe he's not gonna do that to you? That he only did that to Maddy because Maddy is Maddy, and if you treat him well, he will not hate you? Like, is that okay? Out of the sudden, he noticed her and at a party. That was very random, by the way. Like, I watched that scene several times. To this point, I don't understand where the connection went to. Like, he just saw her boobs and was like, you know what, that's what I want. He then doesn't seem to be that interested in her, but she does everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. This bitch woke up every fucking day at 4 a.m. to do her entire skincare routine. When I mean a skincare routine, I don't mean just washing her face and putting on her face creams. I mean, she even washed her face, she put eye patches. At 4 a.m. she would shower, shave her entire body because, you know, Nate doesn't like body hair. And she would wash her hair, blow dry it. She will do absolutely everything. She will go to fucking the moon and back just for this asshole to notice her. He only sees her when she dresses up like Maddy. Like, she seems to be in love with the idea of a relationship. She even seems to be living in a simulation, not conscious of the reality that Nate doesn't love her, and she doesn't even love him either. That's the funniest part. Like, she doesn't love him. She loves the idea that she has in her head of who he is, but she doesn't love him. She just doesn't want to be alone. We got to see a little bit of her past, her and Lexi's past in this season. Cassie tends to act childish, probably due to the drama her dad caused her when he left. And I mean, it's really funny to compare Lexi's and Cassie's experience when their dad left. Lexi kind of grew faster, and Cassie instead, she was very, I don't know how to say, like, babied by her mom. Like, her mom treated her like a kid all the time, while she wouldn't really pay that much attention to Lexi. Like, Cassie, instead of, you know, growing faster like Lexi did, she kind of digressed, and it's like she's trapped in that sort of age, and that's why she seems to have so many issues with men because of her daddy issues. She's just so annoying to watch, and she's half the show. I'm not gonna waste my time telling you the asshole he is, because we all know this, the show knows it, it's pretty obvious. So what I will talk about is how the first season, it seems that they were exploding his sexuality, and it seems that they were going to a certain possible, somewhat romantic story with Jules, and they just forget about it in season 2. I mean, even the episode that is dedicated to him in season 1 sort of mentions it, you know, how he feels uncomfortable looking at guys' dicks in the locker room because his might go whoop. But I mean, like, they even talk about it on his dedicated episode, and throughout the season you could see that he was somewhat just your typical secretly gay bisexual man, macho, who, because he's questioning his sexuality, he is abusive to others. You know, we've seen it before and we're tired of seeing it. We're in fucking 2022. Can we stop having this type of characters? Please, I'm begging you, because this is not okay. You're literally glamorizing abuse because this person is questioning their sexuality. It's okay for them to be bullying LGBT community instead of that beautiful exploration that it is your sexuality. Instead, we got Nate and Cassie together. For some reason, we do get to see him facing his dad about being a bad man and put him in jail. I'll not forgive Euphoria for ruining Mark Sloan for me. He gave the tape to Jules, but he threatened Maddy to get it. Like, he really can't do one good thing without doing a terrible one beforehand or after the fact. The funniest part is Cassie going far and beyond to be with him and defending undefensible, and he breaks up with her during Lexi's play. Like, he couldn't even wait until the play was over. He broke up with her right there. Fez is just Fez. We see a lot more from him, and I'm just so fucking happy because he's the best character. Has a kid living with his drug dealer grandma, and from a very young age having to take care of the business and Ash because his grandma gets into a coma. We get a potential romantic connection with Lexi, which I'm all for in. Unfortunately, he had to miss Lexi's play because Ash stabbed a dude and he tried to cover for him, but the cops came and Ash unknowingly shot Fez, and the season ends with the question, did they survive? Bitch, you better make sure that Fez fucking survives. I don't care about Ash. Whatever happens to him, I don't really care. I mean, I hope he survives because I don't want Fez to go through more trauma. I want him to be happy, and he'll only be happy if he survives and lives in a farm with 3 kids with Lexi. My other favorite character. This season focuses a lot on her, and I just couldn't be happier. Who can hate someone who dresses up as Bob Ross on Halloween? She's a very caring person who has always been there for Rue, even though she wasn't always there for her. She wrote a play and performed at school about her life, including Cassie, Rue, Maddy, and Kat, without their knowledge, and to say Cassie wasn't happy about it, it's an understatement.
Wait, is this fucking play about us?
Some people have an issue with the play, and my opinion is this. Why is it a problem that she writes a play about her life, but a musician can write entire albums about their love lives? I mean, there was no reason why she had to include the carousel scene. And maybe she should have let them know, especially Cassie, since she's a big part of it. But I just don't understand why people have so many issues with it. I do agree that she should have let them know, like, hey, I'm running this play and you're in the play. And I mean, if the play is really about her life and she's not trying to humiliate anyone, or because I don't think at any point, maybe it's just me, that I just love Lexi and I want to defend her. I don't think that at any point when she wrote the play and performed it, I don't think that her motivation or her end goal was to, you know, be like, I'm superior than all of these girls because I don't do drugs, because I don't have daddy issues, because I'm not fucking everybody or in a toxic relationship. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that was her end goal at any point. I don't think that's what she was trying to do. All her life, she has been a listener, a background character, and she just wanted to be the main character for a fucking day. Like, just let her have her moment. But I do think she had to let them know. The carousel scene had no issue to be there, but just humiliate Cassie. Lexi, I can't defend that. I really can't. I'm trying to, but I can't. I feel like not many people talk about her suffering or talk about Gia anyway. She has a drug addict sister, not a healthy family environment at home with Rue and her mom. I mean, she found Rue overdosing at the floor. Like, she could have died right in front of her, and that shit is fucking traumatizing. And I understand why she doubts about Rue actually getting clean, but at the same time hoping that she does. And I just think it's very sad. Like, most time we see or we talk about how much, you know, the mom is suffering because, you know, she's a mom of a drug addict, and Rue doesn't treat her mom very well. I mean, it's sad to see how she treats her. And we also see, you know, how Rue's addiction is affecting everybody in her life, including Jules, including Gia and her mom. Sometimes I just want to hold Gia and I want to hug her and be like, everything's gonna be okay. Rue will eventually be better. Everything's gonna be just fine, sweetie. Like, I just want to hold her and just hug her because I feel like she needs it sometimes. Just like the actor himself, we're all confused why he's in season 2. He's just at the party. In the very first episode, Cassie dumps him and we never see him again after Fez beat up Nate. I feel like maybe the reason why is because McKay didn't really have that big of a storyline in season 1. He was just kind of there with Cassie. I mean, he wasn't a one-dimensional character. He had his issues. You know, he was insecure about dating someone like Cassie. I'm not saying he was just there for Cassie's story, but I don't think he had that much strong storyline anyway. They could have given him a bigger storyline in season 2, definitely, just like they did with Lexi or Fez, but they just decided to throw him away, and I think that's kind of cheaty because McKay was an okay character. I think he was someone that people would, you know, grow to love. He's not an asshole like Nate, and in Euphoria specifically, we need good will characters, but they decided to just throw him away because since he's not dating Cassie anymore, what's the point? Now, not everything is bad in this season. I like that we got to see a lot more from Lexi, Fez, and Carl. I want a spin-off about Carl and Derek, Forbidden Love. And I wouldn't say that season 2 was bad. I just think it made a lot of terrible choices and had the wrong focus. Something that many shows these days seems to have in common, so I'm not surprised season 2 didn't live up to its high expectations, and I'm not surprised that it's not as good as the first season was. What pisses me off is that Sam, since he wanted to make a one-man show, had 2 years to make such a great season to live up to the standards of the first one, and just didn't. It seemed like it was made in a rush. The makeup and costume are good. I was a bit sad that we didn't get to see as many colorful makeup and costume as we did in season 1, but I guess it makes sense because of the story, especially a Jules costume. Like, I really liked her colorful kind of fairy style costumes and makeup that she had in season 1, so I was kind of disappointed that we didn't get to see that, but I guess it fits with her character. I mean, she's not the same person as she was in season 1. I can still be sad about it, okay? And I'm pretty sure every beauty influencer is sad about it because there's no makeup to recreate, to be honest. If I had to describe season 2 in one word, it would be confusing.
I'm extremely confused.
You're confused. I'm fucking confused, bro.
There's so many things that don't make sense to me, but for my sake and yours, I'll just mention a few. Number 1, and most important, the Maddy and Cassie fight. So we see throughout the fucking season, Cassie extremely confused about Maddy finding out that Nate and her are dating. When Maddy finally does, due to, I believe it was Rue who said it, Maddy doesn't really act on it until Lexi's play. After Cassie feels humiliated, she goes on stage and proceeds to, Maddy gets an urge to go up on stage and beat her up. Like, she chases Cassie and they're building this tension between them. Bam! They cut to Fez. And whatever is happening with that story, bam! Back to Cassie and Maddy in the bathroom getting cleaned up. I don't understand why the minute Maddy found out about it, she didn't say anything or didn't act on it. Like, if that's something that really pissed her off to the point of chasing her down during the fucking stage, why didn't he beat her up at the moment that she found out? Like, why? It seemed like it didn't fucking care. It seemed like she was like, well, whatever, if she want to date my ex, she can date my ex. And then on the play, like, Cassie went on stage because she felt that Lexi was humiliating her.
Makes me a villain. Then so fucking be it.
And Maddy, for some reason, gets up, she takes her shoes off and starts chasing her down and beating her and throwing shoes at her. The whole season has been building up this tension, leading up to a possible confrontation between Maddy and Cassie. And it seems like it's gonna be this big confrontation where they're gonna fight, yell, grab each other's hair. Like, it seems like they're gonna throw hands at each other. They're doing this rundown scene, which is not good. And then bam, they're in the bathroom getting cleaned up. Like, we don't even get to see the confrontation. Like, they did all this build up for nothing. Such a disappointment outcome of screen. Like, why would you do this to just have the resolution of screen? Like, it's so unsatisfactory and it's so bad. And I mean, the other things that kind of pissed me off and that made no sense, I kind of just already mentioned it, is what happened to Kat. Like, I don't understand why they did what they did. I understand that there was an issue in Barbie. It still doesn't really make sense. I also don't understand the point of Elliot. Why is he here? Nobody wants him here. So I'm just gonna leave everything here. This is my opinion, my thoughts on Euphoria season 2. Again, I don't think it was that bad of a season. I just think it makes no sense. It was still entertaining, is what I mean. Like, I was still entertained watching the show. So that's what I'm saying, that it wasn't bad, because I was entertained. Is that how you say it? Positively? I don't know, I'm bilingual. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it right here. I hope you guys enjoy me coming back. Will I stay? Will I be back for good? I don't know. Hopefully. Well, I hope all of you are well. I'm well. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.